Alright, let's talk. So a few days ago, I made a 6-minute piece of shit thing suggesting that the world, it was about flat Earth. It was about flat Earth. While I was making that, I had an epiphany. The world isn't flat. It's fucking ridiculous. There's no conceivable way the world could possibly be flat. I do not understand how anyone could possibly believe anything remotely as crazy as the world being flat. Now that made me start questioning some things. Because in order to believe that, you have to disregard the most fundamental understandings of, I was going to say how the world works, but no, just reality in general. You have to purposely misunderstand what direction down is, or what down means. It's things you pick up by the age of 1, naturally, without anyone telling you. So I had a thought, and my thought is that the people who believe in flat Earth can't possibly actually believe in flat Earth. They might have thought about it, believed it for a second, and then common sense came in with a vengeance, smacked them around the face and said, "The hell are you doing?" So why do they still believe it when they can't possibly believe it? And that's something that interests me. I'm interested by why people do what people do. Which brings me to what I was going to discuss. I have a long-term plan for what to do with this YouTube channel, but I have no short-term plan that will get me from A to B. B is where I can start the long-term plan. A is where I am now, where I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. So, what I'm hoping is, if you've managed to sit through the 3 minutes of my voice so far, you might like a few of my videos and subscribe to the channel just to see if I eventually do anything you might find interesting. Because what I want to do involves a couple of sort of documentary-esque type things where I speak to people and I build a narrative about 2 different main subjects that I've got in my brain. That was my phone. I've got two ideas that I'm trying to flesh out to try to look at why people behave the way they do and the effects that ideas have on them. What brings people together? The first one is based around conspiracy theories. Why do people believe in conspiracy theories when they know they can't be right? Which is a question. And the second idea is to do with, I'm an old, middle-aged type person, so I remember a time before social media. There are people watching this or all over YouTube or online and Twitter who have never known anything but social media. And I'm intrigued as to the effect that social media has had on people like that compared to people like me. So those are my 2 ideas. The second one is the social media one. That's a bigger project, but that will involve talking to a lot of people who won't be interested in talking to me because I've got no audience whatsoever. Because, people on YouTube and Twitter and Instagram, they're attention-hungry whores. But the one on conspiracy theories is going to be easier to do, but again, I still need to build some sort of foundation to leap off, a diving board, if you will, so I can leap off that and speak to the people I want to speak to, people who believe in aliens, Bigfoot, conspiracy theories about the New World Order and who assassinated JFK and whatever Harp is doing. The sort of people that would watch Alex Jones and think he was some kind of genius, which he might be, but just in a very special kind of head injury type way. But yeah, I want to speak to people who subscribe to that sort of thing, but who have also built a community between themselves around that sort of thing. You know, they go to conventions, they become very good friends with each other because they've got something fundamental in common, which is that they know that they've been lied to, and they've got this secret. They know the secret, and they know that the other guy knows the secret, and that brings them together in a very strong sort of way. Yeah. So I want to know what it would mean to people if those conspiracies weren't true, which is why I called that video on Flat Earth, why the edge, something like why the edge must be there. Even if it's not there, it's still got to be there. Otherwise, you know, you've wasted time and effort. And does that mean that your friends that you've bonded with over that idea aren't really friends? You're not really comrades. You're just a bunch of nutters in a convention hall listening to people talk about how the world must be flat, when, I mean, you don't need to be a scientist to know it's not. It's almost intuitive in a way, because down for me and down for someone on the other side of the planet will be pointing at each other. So therefore, what is down anyway? That contradicts the whole argument about how can water stay on a ball without all falling off the bottom? It wouldn't fall off the bottom, because down isn't down. Down is not in that direction. Down is towards the... It doesn't matter. Again, it's stuff that is so... It's just basic fundamental understanding of how the world works that you pick up as a toddler when you're hitting things with spoons and throwing things down the stairs and knocking things out of windows. So yeah, they can't possibly believe it, but I want to know why the belief is so important to people. That's what I want to know. But it leaves me with the question of what I'm going to do with this channel in the meantime. And to be honest, I don't really know. So I'm going to think about... See, I don't want to make it look like I think people are stupid, because I don't think people that believe that sort of thing are stupid. I think they're just reaching out for something that we don't understand, or something that they don't have but they think other people. This sense of community. It's the same reason that, you know, I think people are religious. It's not about whether it's true or not. It's about creating a group that you can identify with and feel secure with, and know that you're liked just because you agree with the sort of thing they're saying. What I am interested in, sort of not debunking but attacking, are the people that propagate the lies. The ones who make themselves seem and sound smarter than your average flat earther. They use big words, they say a lot of things, but if you actually listen, we don't have to listen hard, but if you listen to what they're saying, they're not saying anything. A lot of words with no information in. So yeah. So essentially, at the moment, I'm just going to use this channel to upload things I find interesting until I get to the point where I can legitimately do the couple of ideas that I want to do. But they do involve convincing people who wouldn't care about someone with, 30 subscribers talking to them. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I was going to say. I don't know why I'm wearing headphones. There's nothing playing in them. They're not plugged in. I think it's just to hide my attempt to hide my hair loss. Oh, and I also started it because I'm losing weight and I want to see how much of this chin disappears. But anyway, I know this is 10 minutes of me talking absolute nonsense that no one is interested in, but if you did make it this far, I would appreciate it greatly if you would. You don't have to like the video because it's not likable, but yeah, if anything I've said sounds like it could potentially be interesting, subscribe and see what happens. It's free, and if it turns out that I just churn out crap, unsubscribe. But yeah, I'm interested in people, and I want to know why people will believe things they know cannot be true, and why it's impossible to convince them that they're wrong. That's pretty much it. Hopefully, I'll see you again.